I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Tomas Denecken. He is the co-founder and managing partner at 30N Ventures. Tomas, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here and actually be here on the trade floor. So yeah, excited to be here.
A pleasure. So now, Tomas, can you explain how 30N Ventures' investment strategy is influenced by the branch line theory and what sectors, stages, and investment sizes that you target?
Yeah, actually, that theory for us was amazingly inspiring, actually, for what we're doing, and actually comes along with the name of the fund. Because if you see the world map, in the 30 north latitude, actually it's a line that divides the developed with the undeveloped world, right? So what we're doing here is basically we're really keen and we really love emerging markets, right? We're seeing the potential, we're seeing how the technology is developing in basically all these countries and regions. So what we want to do is actually invest in, Latin America, Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Because also we are seeing a bunch of companies that are actually entering to different markets, besides the US, of course. So yeah, we are really excited about this. In terms of our strategy, we're investing in 3 sectors: fintech, foodtech, and retail. And when we say retail, is marketplaces, e-commerce, and logistics. And in terms of stages, I will say that our sweet spot is Series A, and our tickets go from 500K to 5 million, actually. And our focus basically is to support entrepreneurs, be with them. We create, actually, it's kind of a new thing. We are kind of a mix between VC and private equity because we create this M&A area inside the fund to actually support entrepreneurs and, most importantly, how to find liquidity to the market, right? Because in emerging markets, actually, VC sectors are not that liquid. So for LPs, this is a conversation that you have to have. It's like an awkward conversation, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But we're really excited of what we're creating on the edge of finding liquidity to the market as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now tell me, what led to the formation of 30N Ventures, combining LatAm expertise with Silicon Valley experience?
Yeah.
And how does this background enhance your fund's competitiveness?
Yeah, actually, that's a really interesting question because we're a group of 4 partners and we have this senior staff as well. But the thing is, the beauty of it really is we have really different backgrounds, but really complementary, right? Because I have, for example, a partner that is formerly investment banker, so we have that side really marked and actually really useful in terms of the M&A area, right? But we also have, this senior partner, as you say, the Silicon Valley mix. It's an amazing guy that actually has been investing in venture capital for over 45 years now in really big companies such as Starbucks, Docs and Zipline, actually IPOs. And we have other partners based in Mexico with experience in venture capital as well, and myself with a mix on entrepreneurial and the VC side. So basically the 4 of us, we already made more than 200 investments in our lives, managed more than 6 billion in AUM. So yeah, now doing this is really exciting because we are seeing the complement on what we want to do. And following that, in terms of how we are going to provide value add, actually, again, the M&A area for us is really strong. And the M&A area actually has like 2 sides, right? One side is completely focused on the entrepreneur. And in terms of, we want to help entrepreneurs to actually start growing inorganically through M&A processes. As we are seeing and as we know the state of the market, it's really beneficial for companies, big companies or Series A companies to start acquiring really good technology or really good talent that actually cannot fundraise because the market is hard, right? So basically you are seeing now a bunch of really good opportunities to start acquiring other companies in order to grow more faster, right? So that's going to be our main value add to support entrepreneurs on that side, and also with fundraise, because we have really good relationship with the funds that actually invest above us in Series B, Series C. So basically what we want to do is to be pipeline providers for those funds with our portfolio, right? Mm-hmm. So completely to your question will be fundraising particularly and the M&A side.
Okay. So now you mentioned how you're supporting founders through M&A and fundraising. Yeah. So tell me, how does this differentiate your offering for founders and LPs?
Yeah. This is interesting because as we speak, this blend between private equity and venture capital actually makes a lot of sense for emerging markets in particularly. because the logic of venture capital historically in Latin America or emerging markets actually, it's more focused on the spread and pray, right? Like you are investing in, I don't know, 100 companies, and that for 100 companies, you are kind of support 10, and the two of them, or the best two of them, is going to pay you the fund, right? But that it's really a momentum in Silicon Valley and doesn't apply for Latin America or emerging markets because you don't have the players that actually pay 100x or 80x that actually pays the fund. So when it comes along to the liquidity, and we talk about this with LPs, the big families of Latin America, makes a lot of sense because what they are worried about, and we are trying to cover, is how we can provide liquidity to LPs, right? So that would be one side, and actually makes a lot of sense because we want to. We already started to start acquiring secondary shares, and to be more involved in the secondary market. That actually Latin America is not that deep in terms of what we can see in the US. That's one thing. And for the founders, actually, it's an amazing value add to start helping them in M&A area because obviously it's not that common that a Series A company have an M&A area. So basically a founder doesn't know or doesn't have like the good practices to start negotiating with a company to be acquired, or for example, if you want to grow and you want to know which other companies in the space could be interesting to actually you can acquire. They don't have that expertise because they are founders. They don't know how to do it, right? But then is when 30N comes in, and we can help entrepreneurs to not just like with the good practices and the due diligence to start acquiring companies, but also with the dynamic and the logic on doing an M&A, not that expensive, because if you also hire these big firms to do an M&A, it doesn't make any sense for a Series A company, So what we're doing here is really special. I will say that we are the first fund in emerging markets actually to have an M&A area inside the fund. And it has been really exciting, the response, not just the LPs, but also with the founders to want to work with us, want to be our partners. And for us, that is our main goal because we're completely aware that we want to be the better fund in the world in one or two specific sectors, right? And we want to be really deep on that and not just be like a fund that tells you that we can support you in everything, because we really like to focus in some stuff, and for us the M&A area and the secondary market and the liquidity for the LPs is basically our main goal on when we're doing this.
Okay. All right. Well, Tomas, wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor
again,
Talk.
Thank you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you for having me.